Alright guys, KK4P1 back again with you here. I got a couple things out of the way real quick. Sorry for the noise. I've got a printer working over there and there's somebody on the switch out there. Anyway, I've got a tremendous response to my video or my tweet about this little EEE PC. And I thought I'd just get into it a little bit deeper, show you guys what's going on, and kind of update you on the progress. So the EPC is a 900 megahertz Intel Atom. This particular one has a 16 gigabyte SSD and 1 gigabyte of RAM. The reason I didn't make this sooner is because I've rebuilt this little thing here a couple times in the last day, because I tried to get the Wi-Fi card model out of it and I put it back together. It didn't work. Anyway, long story short, it's a Wi-Fi BG card, so it's super slow, and it's just a regular PCI Express Mini. I think I've got one somewhere. If I find it, I'll stick it in. TLDR Wi-Fi works on this machine. So at 900 megahertz, it's got less power than the Raspberry Pi Zero. It's very close to the Raspberry Pi Zero. My original idea, because I had Xubuntu on this, and it ran, but it really wasn't the best, and I had some issues with some things. I still do. It's not perfect yet. My original plan was to see if I could somehow interface the keyboard, the screen, the ports, etc., and stick a Raspberry Pi in it to make sort of my own Pi 400. But I found this a couple days ago, which is the Raspberry Pi desktop for PC and Mac, which runs on an x86 machine, which this is. And I actually had it running on my old screenless ATG D620 from Dell. Just had that plugged into my external monitor over here, and that runs great. This is a Centrino Duo, 2 gigs of RAM, I don't know, whatever. Ran fine. Anyway, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to try it. Because if it didn't work, then I was just going to stick this thing with a clean version of Ubuntu up on eBay, get it out of the way. But it works. So a little bit about this machine. I've had it for a long time. Like I said, it's got a gig of RAM. It's got a 1.3 megapixel web camera. I had to buy a new battery for it. And this is not the right keyboard. And there is some issues with the keyboard. Only, I think, with volume up and volume down or something like that. It's just a weird map. But I had to replace the keyboard because the last one didn't work at all when I got this machine. I think I paid $40 for it. So anyway, without further ado, and sorry for the shaky handheld video here. Let's get this off something so bright there. There we go. Go ahead and start her up. And boom. Now this was in a sleep state. It takes a few seconds to start up, but as you can see, the trackpad works. Ironically, button clicks are an issue. I'm still looking into it. I think there's something I can do in the command line to fix that, but for right now I've just got a cheap USB mouse plugged into it, and it works fine. Let me get a little bit closer in here. Let's see what's going on. So you got all the things you're used to seeing on your Raspberry Pi desktop or Pixel, whatever you want to call it these days. I think this one is based on Debian Buster. I'm not 100% sure. I did install Arduino IDE because that is my main purpose for holding on to these little tiny lightweight computers, is I can just work with Arduino, and you know, I'm not tying up a big PC. If I needed to put something on and, you know, have the serial monitor running or recording data. But anyway, here's Arduino. This is 2.105. Have not plugged it into a board yet, but it's running. Runs fine. As you can see, it loaded up pretty quickly. The web on this thing works. It's pretty slow. I haven't gone too far. YouTube was like, meh. But, you know, it's working. See how it deals with a modern website. I think I just spelled Twitter wrong. In a couple minutes, we'll have some results here. There we go. It's loading. Hey, look at that. So the web works. This computer will soon stop receiving Chromium updates. Yeah, so this is running Chromium, obviously. No longer supported. Well, this computer was made in, I think, 2008. It originally had XP on it. And there we go. Like I said, it's slow, but it loads. It does the thing. So, usable as what I would call a net top, I guess. But, you know, I should be able to install almost anything I want. It's got this repository here, you know. So it's not a speed demon, but I think I can update this to 2 gigs of RAM. I think that's the maximum. It's got 1 slot. Anyway, and I also, the SSD is just a regular M2 SSD. I could get a much bigger one if I wanted to, but honestly, don't plan on storing much on this. Don't plan on consuming video or media. Really, it's going to be, you know, for Arduino. So I can plug in my, I don't know, Nano 33 BLE Sense, which right now the firmware I have on this is for Arduino Science Journal. Something I'm going to make a video about here soon because it's fascinating, but you know, you could plug in any Arduino board and just work with Arduino, which is great. So I plan on using it for. Also, obviously, it gives you a Linux terminal, which is very strong. Kung Fu. And anything else that's in here, definitely not enough. Definitely not enough horsepower for like CAD or SDR, but it's got VLC media player on it. I haven't tried playing back a video, but I am pleased to announce that we should be on dev 0 here. Let's try that. Oh, look at that. Lots of lag, but it works. Maybe you could do some machine learning. I don't know. Anyway, that's where we're at. I need to figure out the buttons not working. And by the way, if anybody has one of these and wants to know how to take it apart, let me know, because I'm now a certified expert. I have rebuilt this computer 2 or 3 times. What happened is I put it back together and the screen didn't work. Long story short, LCD was loose, the cable was loose. So when I flipped the motherboard upside down, because the SSD is on the back. So there's that. What else? You know, regular, like I said, regular Linux will run on this. Here's my take on this software. Okay, I've been working with operating systems and computers since Windows 95. I had computers with 3.1 on it. I've had DOS. I'm 46 years old. I've been doing this for a while. You know, putting Linux on an older, slow PC is a good way to you know, reuse equipment, because this thing obviously still works fine. Like, I could probably do Scratch on this with no problem. wondering if I could get make code working. If I could get make code working, then I could work with my Circuit Playground Express. Anyway, so the idea is, you've got an old computer, you don't want to throw it away. This is a great operating system. Yeah, it's Debian. It's not a big deal, but I've installed tons and tons of different Linux distros. I can tell you, I wonder, it's probably not enough to run Kira. I can tell you that the installation process on this software from Raspberry Pi is, why am I using that mouse, is flawless. Once you download it and burn it to a USB drive, I mean, it literally was like 2 or 3 clicks and this thing was installing, and it found everything. I'm amazed. Sound works. Wi-Fi works. I haven't tried the VGA out yet. This thing's got a VGA out. I haven't plugged anything into the ports. Well, the headphone on jacks, obviously. I'm pretty sure that I can use the SD card for some extended storage. Let's do this. Try that. Yeah, okay, I can't do that. I think it shows up as yeah, it's showing the SD card reader right there. Sorry, I wasn't even focusing in here. Anyway, so that works. Should read from there. I think I actually installed the operating system from it. I'm not sure, but either way, with 16 gigs of hard drive space, you know, let's see what's in Pi configuration here. So yeah, we could SSH into it. Oh, that's kind of nice. You run an Arduino on it, SSH into it from somewhere else, just like you would a Pi. Getting distracted. Anyway, so it just works. It installed very easily. Installing it on my newer Windows laptop, that Dell, was like flawless. You could probably use it as a live installation on anything. If you just needed some quick access to Scratch, or you know, you wanted to work with Python or anything like that, obviously Raspbian's a great, it's not really Raspbian, it's Debian Buster with Raspberry Pi. Pixel, I guess. I don't think this is the newest one. Now, I did notice some stuff is missing, like Minecraft and some of the stuff that's in the newer one, but hey, who cares? That's all a terminal sudo apt getaway. So the next step in this process is to thoroughly test this thing out. The battery still works amazingly. Boot up time's pretty quick. Power button works for shutdown, which is something you don't have with a Raspberry Pi. The only thing we're missing here is GPIO, but I have an idea. You guys let me know. This video is getting a little bit long here, about trying to get some sort of breakout so I could work with you know, just a serial port or something like that. But anyway, it would obviously be a USB serial port, but try and do something. There's never going to be a 40-pin GPIO header on it, but like, you got your whole desktop. It's just great. It's a clean desktop. It runs fast. Like I said, the web not so much, but whether that's the hardware limitation of the processor, or whether it's because I have a Wi-Fi BG card in there for right now. I know I've got a BGN one somewhere, but it works. The other advantage to this little computer, I never checked to see. Oh yeah, and look, even the lid switch puts it into suspend. That's great. The other nice thing about this computer is it runs on 12 volts. 12 volts, 3 amps. So it takes a kind of non-standard, smaller. I've got a replacement power supply. This is just running off bench power here, with an adapter to regular, you know. But anything that'll do 12 volts, 3 amps will run this thing. And you know, it's Here's the old XP COA. RAM and SSD under this door. You got to take the board out to get to the Wi-Fi. It's got a lockable battery. SD, there's 2 USB 2 slots over here, some VGA. And on this side we got, I haven't tried LAN yet. I bet LAN will be faster. Another USB port, LAN, headphone, microphone. So if you look on eBay for these things, you can get a fast one. They're like $50 for a decent one, probably less. I saw some starting at like $19.99. Or if you got one sitting around. Some people were asking me about the 701. I haven't really looked at that. Like I said, this is something that I bought when I was into this whole, you know, netbook type craze. I liked it. It was small. It's cheap. So what I have been working on this morning is trying to get it running on a Chromebook. This is my Dell Chromebook 11 3120. It's Intel based. Having some problems, but I'm having problems even getting regular Linux onto that, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's it for now. It's working. Further testing will ensue, and I don't know, maybe get some emulators running on it, something like that. But that's about it. So you guys, thank you for all of your likes and replies and retweets. Just something I threw up there, but I am going to take this further. I'm going to try and get it installed on some other hardware. If you guys have some old Chromebooks or netbooks or anything like that that you don't want, ship them to me. I'll put this on it. Or maybe I'll do a video walkthrough, whatever. But that's about it, you guys. Thanks for watching, and like I said, I'll be back shortly. I've got some more videos coming down the pipeline because I got some stuff going on around here. The 3D printing is going well, so I'll do some separate videos. But we're at like 17 minutes now. If you stayed with me until the end, thanks. If you're not subscribed, please do. If you're not following me on Twitter, go ahead at KK4PYN. And that's about it. You guys stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you in the next one.